out this bootleg Camden. I need the real Camden. 1, 2, 3. Ba, 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 ba. Hey, Lady Camden.
Hello, darling. How are you, sexy little bitch?
Bonjour, ladies. And you're reporting live from your bedroom / hotel in Chicago.
This is my bedroom for one night, darling, and hopefully we're gonna see some action tonight. We'll see.
The bed is perfectly made right now in the background, but at the end of the night, we all know pillows will be everywhere, and also the blanket will be on the floor.
It's gonna be a mess, darling. I can't wait.
It's gonna be in the colors of brown and red on the sheets.
Oh, God damn. No, damn.
Not much of a lady.
Bootleg Opinions.
Hey, squirrel friends. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called cringe viewing. Go ahead. I support you. Now look over there. What do you think of All-Star 7?
I had the privilege of going on tour with Yvie and Jaida, so I got to know those two a little bit. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit team Jaida and Yvie because of that reason. It's weird, like, that they're not getting negative critiques because I feel like we got a lot of negative critiques throughout our season, like most seasons do. So I'm like, why are they not getting told off like we were?
Oh, baby, that's why people come here for some critiques, even though they're bootleg.
There we go. That's what we're here for.
I mean, let's be honest. If the judges gave out real critiques, then we wouldn't have a show this summer at all, baby. We'll be out of business.
Exactly. They're giving us something to do this summer, darling. Yes.
Now, on to this episode. It is a design challenge where the queens have to remake a look from RuPaul herself.
I think this honestly was one of my favorite runways of all time because everyone smashed it out of the park.
Nobody was bad. Everybody was either safe, good, or fabulous. But I'm sure me and you will find something to nitpick about.
Oh, we'll find something, bitch.
This video is sponsored by NordPass.
What is NordPass?
A place where you can store all your passwords securely in just one place. It is absolutely safe to use. You can log in faster, generate passwords, shop and browse faster, save your time, check if your passwords are strong, check if your data has been compromised, and NordPass is a zero-mileage password manager. All passwords are encrypted locally so that only the user can see their passwords. Not even anyone from the NordPass team can see the passwords.
Tell me more.
Do you use your Facebook account to log in for almost all accounts and applications and eShop because it's faster and easier? It's actually worse than losing your wallet because hackers can access all your information just like that, including your delivery address, credit card information, identity theft, crimes and loans under your name. I mean, just imagine this horror story. You're checking your credit online and then all of a sudden you realize that there are loans taken out of your name and you aren't even aware of that? So sign up today and get up to 70% off and 1 month free. And baby, there is a 30-day money-back guaranteed, which means there's nothing to lose. We first up have Evie oddly serving you supermodel of the world. In her own words, she says that she has flipped this look upside down, and I can totally see that. She's got the orange at the bottom, the pink in the middle, and also the red at the top as well. I agree that this does speak like an inspirational look based off RuPaul, and it does still speak of Evie as well. I think I'm gonna do one thing that I'm gonna pick apart with each girl because they are just so fabulous that I think that if we say all nice things, then it's just gonna end up like the actual show itself where nobody gets a negative critique. If I were to pick one thing from this look, I would have connected the top and the pants together or tucked the top into the pants. But I have to say, the pants were fabulous in this.
Yeah, I can see that it's like very much inspired by the look just based off the color palette and like the energy. I love the tulle in the coat. That's like my favorite part is that like the jacket has that sort of like bouncy tutu, almost ballerina kind of like movement, which I love. The one thing that I was thinking like in my wildest dreams, and I'm not like a seamstress, so I'm not coming for her skills, but I like how in the RuPaul original, it's like sleek up top and then it has like volume in the middle and then trailing downwards. It would have been really cool to see like the reverse effect of like sleek, slender from the bottom and then poofing on the top. So it's almost like a bouquet of flowers, like actually reversed, you know?
Ooh.
I feel like as a silhouette, it doesn't really look reversed to me, but I mean, it's still gorgeous and it is very Evie.
I can see that. It's almost like Shea's look where it's very fluffy and bouncy at the top and at the bottom it's very like sleeked and pulled in. But nonetheless, this is a fabulous look.
Yeah.
And with this hair, she's either going to work at the post office or as a bus driver, and we stan.
If I got on her bus, I'd be like, I'm not getting off. Let's just put on some music and have a good time. I don't care where we go.
All right, do you want to introduce who's next and then go right in? Next up is the Viviennes.
The Vivienne! This was such a cool idea in general. I've kind of been waiting for them to do like a RuPaul-inspired runway. I've been waiting for them to do a night of 1,000 RuPauls, but I guess they were saving it for all winners, baby.
that all you got for her?
Sorry, are we going? Sorry.
Yeah.
As soon as she turned the corner, it's like really obvious which one she's inspired by. Just with like the little bow in her hair and especially the top. Her face looks so good. When I was at DragCon day 3, at the end of the day, she came up to me and said hi, and I just was like, how is your face still so set and gorgeous? Like, I think there's some black magic going on there. I don't know what's going on, but she's got some tricks up her sleeve. Hello, Eve 6000.
I've got a trick up my sleeve!
I will say I'm not in love with the shoes. I'm not really one to like always have amazing custom shoes, personally.
I agree with you. They were a little bit chunky, but I don't mind it. It's just an inspiration of RuPaul's look. I love the little bow she has at the top. This look was so iconic and so recognizable. When I saw this look in gold with the top thing, I was like, this is the meme where RuPaul says, bring back my girls.
My girls? I love that part.
And she looks so good in this. She is dripping in gold fantasy. She's looking rich, like a Godiva chocolate wrapping. I love the rouging moment she has at the top, taking it to the bottom, and she's showing off her collarbone, which is so sexy. And also she put the tulle sheer material at the bottom to give it bouncy and movement. So one thing I will pick apart with this is to extend the back a little bit more. Just my own little thing.
And I keep forgetting that they made this. Like, they literally made this in the workroom, so yeah. Hats off to her.
Next up is Shea Couleé. Wow. She is serving you classic old Hollywood with the wrap around her hair, with the sunglasses. I love the silhouette. I think that this is also like an inspired look, just like Yvie's input into this challenge. I love the ruffle moment at the top. When she was describing of how she would create the style onto this outfit, I was like, how is that possible? Is she going to dye it? And then I saw her in the workroom spraying it, and she did a fabulous job with this. The only thing I want to pick apart with this, again, we're picking one thing apart with each girl, is that orange/beige salmon that she has in the middle. I understand that she was trying to create the same patch that she has at the top, but I think that to put a really light color in the center, it's a very odd choice. I would have made the circle smaller or disperse it throughout the mid-center area.
I could see like the clear reference to the looks previous to this, but this was like, oh, I wish I'd thought of that kind of look. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I'd thought about making that dress literally completely different silhouette, but such the same vibe. I love like the pink pants or tights or whatever they are. I just love how clever she was with like using that beautiful leopard print in a kind of different, unique way. It's just not expected. And she made like a very specific kind of 50s Barbie reference. When they cut to her painting the print outside, it sort of brought me back to my season because I did a lot of spray painting when we were doing design challenges, and I kind of was like, yes, respect. I love a queen who bites off way more than they can chew, and I know that she was like rushing to get everything done in the workroom, but that's so how I operate too. I'm always like, I know I've only got this amount of time, but I'm gonna give myself this amount of work and just see if I can do it. I think she got like extra brownie points for me. I agree with you on like the bit in the middle. I was just looking at that though. I think she's trying to reference the orange belt.
Oh, that makes sense then. But what a weird way to put it. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, she looks flawless though, but yeah.
I think it worked on Ru because the entire outfit was mainly pink and then the orange color didn't stand out as much. Whereas with Shea's, it's black latex pleather material, so the orange really stood out.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So, next up we have Trinity the Tuck Taylor serving season 8 promo. Oh.
Pause. She changed her name to Trinity the Tuck. She doesn't go by Trinity Taylor anymore.
Taylor. Okay.
She hasn't for the last 5 years.
God, I don't know. So, next up we have Trinity the Tuck serving season 8 promo. What do you think, Yuhua?
This season is gonna curl your hair. She is giving you Cinderella a run for her money. This is almost like something you make from outside of the workroom. You bring it from a designer, you customize it, and it is no stranger that Trinity the Tuck has brought this runway to life. The bottom of the mermaid dress, wow. When I ask for volume and extravaganza and an interpretation, this is how you do it. She's got tears and tears and tears of that mermaid at the bottom. And this dress, woo! It is vacuumed to her body, scrunching through the center, coming up, and those beautiful gloves. Wow, so angelic, so fantasies. And then she also made the bow in the back too, so she added her little spin to it. I also really enjoy her using this wig with this outfit as well, because whenever I think of Trinity the Tuck wearing a gown or something a little bit more serious, she has her hair sleeked back and then buns in the back. You know what I mean? Very signature Trinity the Tuck hair. But this one, she gave us like a Meryl Streep hair, and she looks so badass. She looks sensational in this, like I said. The only thing I'm gonna pick apart, like I said, I'm gonna pick apart one thing from each girl, because otherwise this would be a very boring video. It's that applique of that jewelry in the center. It's not that I don't like it, it just seems random. Maybe I've been to the garment district too much, that to me, it just seems like an applique that you buy and they just kind of stuck on. I would have done just like a little trinkle of, you know, rhinestones.
So when she turned the corner, I definitely gasped. I was like, oh, absolutely served it to us, just as we expected and more. It was another garment that made me forget that this was a design challenge. I think my favorite part about this is just the way she's kind of like got this different neckline to it too, and then into the bow. Such a clever way to present that same bow without like slap banging it right in the middle, making it exactly the same. I love that she was still making stuff while the girls were painting. I thought that was so fierce that she was like, yeah, you guys gonna paint, I'm just gonna keep sewing and keep adding. But it's also like not too much still, you know. It's when she would just describe that little mermaid kind of silhouette at the bottom, you know, I sort of pictured it half the size of that, and I'm so glad that she turned around and just had it like taking up the entire runway. Just so flawless, like the wig is perfect. I kind of agree with the added sort of accoutrement in the middle and to the side. I honestly didn't notice it until you brought it up. But I'm just glad that she's sort of like taken this and not made it like, I'm just gonna get through a design challenge. She brought like a full fantasy, as opposed to just like getting through the design challenge. She like came to win this challenge, I feel like.
And this is like the yassified version of the Vivienne's look from the earlier episode. This is fabulous. And props to Trinity the Tuck for helping other girls, even though this is a competition. But too bad there's no Miss Congeniality this season, so.
That was such a flex. She was like, I made all this and I helped these bitches too.
Next up is Raja, serving you Season 7 promo look from RuPaul. Oh, me? A little girl with just a reality show? This look is serving me kind of like the looks that you kind of wear to Burning Man in the desert. I love the shreds, which kind of echoes in the original RuPaul look. And I think that in the original look, it's more about the hair and about the legs and less about the outfits, right? Whereas with Raja's interpretation, it's more about the shapes, the textures, and the playing of the different types of materials that's blended into this white outfit. Because as we see here, we see fabric, we see sheer material, we see the boots, we also see the ostrich feathers. This is so cool, especially with the dangling diamonds dripping down her face. The only thing, like I said, I'm picking apart one thing from each girl, is the hair. A little bit more higher, because there's just so much stuff going on around the collar area. I think that if the hair was just a little bit higher, it would have separated the hair from the busy moments that she has around the collar. But nonetheless, beautiful.
This is definitely a look that like I fell in love with the more I saw it. I think when I first saw it, I didn't know what was going on. And then like as she came down the runway with all these details that Ru talked about, like the sparkles, the extra accoutrement, I feel like this is a much more theatrical version of what Ru did, and I kind of live for that. It's almost like a little bit Club Kid, but it's a little bit fantasy. Yeah. Very Burning Man, like you said, but I love that she took it and made it way more of a performance, like way more of a ta-ta moment. The hair though, I know you're saying that it's not quite as high, but I love that it's her color exactly. Like I love that it's like silver. It almost gives it a slightly more futuristic, more Raja kind of version of it too, which I think is fun. She definitely used like all of the she got given. She's like covered in stuff, but it's not too much. Like I think ordinarily this could really easily be just kind of a mess, but the way she did it was just fun. I think my like one thing that I didn't enjoy as much was the boots. I know again it's a design challenge, you can't come with like custom made shoes knowing exactly what you're gonna have to design. I wonder if there's like something she could have added to the boots to give it that same little tearing effect that Ru has. Like it's just a little bit, but just like a little down the front would have been kind of fun.
I can see that. Now that you got me thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, she could have done a little bit more. You know what I think she could have done? Is to put like the tassel shreds at the top. Just a little bit of detail.
Also, I was gonna say, one thing that I noticed straight away is that Raja has such a focus when she's on the runway. Like her eyes are so captivating and powerful when she's on the runway. Like that's definitely like her element. I kind of wish I could go back in time and have that same focus and energy with every runway that I did. Like it just is so captivating.
Yeah, and I can definitely see Kesha wearing this outfit during a concert. Raja, you slayed.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Jinkx. Your turn.
The Down Under promo, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. the most iconic season.
So next up we have Jinkx serving the Down Under promo. The first thing that I think of when I see this look is I love that she is wearing my old lips. I think that she looks great with my thin little villainous lips and I miss them so much.
I love drag.
I love drag. Jinkx has definitely admitted that she's not a design queen and I think she did a great job. I will be honest, it's not my favorite look in the whole runway. I'm not a fan of like one leg is one color, one arm is one color, mix and match. But I do like, obviously, the theatrical element to it because I love a theatre queen, I love a performance, and I love a little reference to a sort of showgirl can moment. I like the little details on the bodice, corset, and the little dingle dangles on the front. Just, it's not my favorite. I hate to say it, it's really not. You know, I don't want to be mean, but yeah, it's just... It's fun. I think after going after all those girls, though, it's a little hard to sort of have them in the same category.
You're not being mean at all. I think we all know Jinkx is not a look queen. If this show was mainly talking about the challenges and also what they are, I think she would have gotten a lot of praise, and some other queens might not get some praise, but this is about the looks, so other queens got praises, and she's not gonna get a praise from you or I. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's not my favorite either. I think what I would have done is I would have done one arm swooping down, right, to get rid of that ruffle at the top. So it's going down from one arm to one leg, a very asymmetrical, to kind of keep that asymmetrical look going on. And then maybe like a little detail of that same fabric on one side of the arm. I think that would have been it. But I will say that it is a step up from her season 5 and also the previous design challenge that she has had on the season. When I first saw this makeup and this hair, all I can think of was that tin look that Derek Barry did. Did you remember where she has like no lips and that hair was like this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course I do. That look is iconic. Are you serious? Oh my god. Now that you mentioned it, I forgot that there is asymmetry with RuPaul's look. With Ru's, it's like sexy because it's like a peekaboo of the leg moment and the shoulder has this beautiful like sharp pad to it that makes that line across, like what you're saying, continuous. And with Ru's looks in general, there's always like a very clear line of vision of where the eye should go. I feel like with Jinkx, this is just a bit more of a party, isn't it?
So in the words of Lady Camden, RuPaul is serving sex and Jinkx is serving comedy. But I also want to say that I really enjoy the little details that she put in, like the tassels and also the French moment that she has at the bottom. It's not bad for Jinkx, but it's not my favorite either. Next up is a Jaida Essence haul. Wow. Ugh. Wow. The list can go on of how much I can brag about this look. Not gonna lie, when I first saw her making this look in the workroom, I was like, a two-piece? I think you can do a little bit more, Jaida. You are a seamstress, you're a designer, you know how to make it work. And then I was wrong as I see her walking down the runway. It's actually not a two-piece. I think she is looking absolutely gorgeous, sensational disco in this. This outfit and hair is giving me, and also the makeup as well, is giving me like she's one of the dolls from the Supremes. I really enjoy how she trimmed the edges with the gold tassel, because if she didn't trim it, we would have just seen the raw edges and it seemed like an outfit that you make in the workroom. But the fact that she trimmed it and made this so drooping down her body, it just looks like an outfit you also make outside of the workroom, just like Trinity the Tux. I think that without the makeup, it would have been cool. But I think that 60s eye makeup really helps sew the look, you know? She's really looking like she's one of the Supremes. The one thing that we're picking apart from each queen, it's the hair. One side was longer than the other. It seemed like it was lopping to one side. Just minor details. Beautiful nonetheless.
Straight away, I remembered that she made almost everything in her original season that she wore, like including her entrance look. That was that teal sequin moment. Do you remember that? It's just so beautiful. This feels like almost a graduation of all of that work. I think that when we see queens leave their season and go on to be superstars all over the world, a lot of these queens don't have time to sit at home and make their own outfits, so they have designers make things for them. And so I know that some of these queens are probably kind of excited to get back to making their own stuff again and showing us like those skills. Jaida's definitely one of those people that came and was like, not ready for my sewing skills. This is impeccable. I was like, this does not look like she just made that today. This looks like some custom designed outfit by a designer that someone spent hours and days on. I remember thinking too, I wish I was there in person to see it, because I know that this fabric would have caught the light so beautifully in person in a way that you can't even like really see on TV. Like, I think if this was on stage, she would have just been like this huge glistening golden disco ball moving around the runway. like you said, her makeup is such a smart way to kind of subtly have that 60s kind of glamour. Again, the way she's presenting it makes such a big difference too. She's so like soft and ooh, like I feel like in her mind she's hearing ooh as she's like walking down the runway just like effortlessly. She's just such a star in this moment, man. It's perfect for me. Okay, so next up we have Monet Exchange serving the iconic face kini that RuPaul wore on season 10. So much fun. I kind of like that she camped it up even more. She made it very kind of theatrical again. This was the moment where I said to myself, okay, this is one of my favorite runways in general throughout Drag Race history. Not only how well everyone did, but kind of how much fun everyone had. I think that design challenges can be scary for a lot of people. Every single one of these queens decided to like approach this with some element of fun and like performance to it. I think it's really well done. I don't know if it's as wildly unique as some of the other ones that we've seen. She looks fantastic. Her body looks sickening, bitch. And I just love the hat. I mean, I'm a sucker for a little hat moment. I would wear this. I would honestly really truly wear this.
I think she looks fabulous as well. I love that she made her own version of it, but it still reads the face kini from RuPaul's look. I love the feathers that she did at the top because just like RuPaul said, it helps proportionalize out with the rest of her beautiful body. The corset is great as well, even though I know that she kind of just glued the fabric onto the corset. I don't mind it here because I know that we can still see the black on the corset, but there are hints of black throughout the rest of the bodysuit. So that I don't mind. I also like how she took it to the shoes as well to make this a whole complete look. And I also want to give her props for being smart about this challenge because this is literally a bodysuit. So she used 4-way stretch fabric and she made it work for herself. So she had the intelligence, she had the creativity, and she also had the execution to make this whole look work together. This is fabulous. Great job, Monet. Well, Lady Camden, we've gone through all these looks.
Already?
These
That's
beautiful
it?
looks, actually.
Oh my god.
That's it, girl. Now, who is your favorite from out of these runway looks?
Jaida looked incredible and like perfect head to toe, but I think Trinity's had this like wow factor. Definitely, I would have to say Trinity for me.
I have very similar opinions as you. My top twos are Jaida Essence Hall from the House of Hall and also Trinity the Truck. But I'm gonna give it to Trinity the Truck because she gave us extravaganza as well. So congrats! And Lady Camden, thank you so much for giving us your bootleg opinions from your bootleg setup with the bed in the back. Where can we find you?
Honey, if you want bootleg, I'll give it to you every time, okay?
Oh, baby, show us your boot and leg, baby. I saw you stand up for a second.
Right now, I am just doing club gigs all over the dog country right now. I am just floating around, parading it out all over the States. I'm going to be on Work the World in the second half of the North America tour. I'm going to be doing the top 5 tour to the UK and to Australia after that. And then DragCon UK. I'm going to be everywhere, baby. Everywhere. I'm going to be tired and happy to be there.
And I am Yuhua Hamasaki. You can find me on all platforms under that. I won't be at Work the World, but I'll be here working on your nerves. Bye, Lady Camden.
Bye.